Okay, let's just dive right in. One minute, you hear that AI is the ultimate fix for, well, everything, and the next, it's the root of all our problems. It feels like we're all living with a serious case of AI whiplash, right? Caught between this super polished promise and a very, very messy reality. So today, we're going to try to make some sense of it all. So on one hand, you get this. This vision comes straight from a Google Cloud Trends report, and it really captures that corporate narrative perfectly. AI as this clean, powerful force that's ready to boost productivity and streamline everything. This right here, this is the polished promise. And then you get this. And look, this isn't some hypothetical, scary future scenario. These are direct quotes detailing specific criminal accusations from a real world investigation. And just like that, the exact same kind of technology is tangled up in some of the most serious crimes you can imagine. This is the messy reality. And that brings us to this huge paradox, doesn't it? How do we even begin to reconcile these two extremes? How can AI be this revolutionary business tool and a vehicle for some of the absolute worst human behaviors? That's the chaos we need to navigate. So let's start there, trying to understand AI's promise and its built-in paradox. To figure this out, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to take that very corporate, very polished Google Cloud report, and we're going to use it as a map, not as a piece of marketing, but as a framework to see how these clean, optimistic trends are actually playing out in the real, complicated, messy world. All right, let's kick things off with the bright side. This first part is all about the new wave of productivity. This is the promise that a lot of us are already starting to experience firsthand. AI as your own personal research assistant, basically changing the way we work. So, trend number one from that report is to empower individuals to achieve peak productivity. The idea here is simple, but it's also incredibly appealing. Give every single person an AI assistant to help them learn faster, work smarter, and just cut through all the noise. It's really about democratizing expertise. Now, what's really cool is seeing what this actually looks like in practice. Take a tool like Google's Notebook LM. It's pitched as a super smart research assistant, but here's the key part. It grounds its answers in your documents, your PDFs, your notes, your source material. This is a direct shot at fixing one of AI's biggest flaws. When it just makes stuff up, what we call hallucinations. By keeping the AI tied to your reality, it becomes a genuinely powerful tool for research. This is the promise delivered. But, productivity is only half the story. Now we have to wade into a much trickier area, security. And as we're about to see, this is where that polished promise gets all tangled up in the messy reality. It's where AI can go from being the evidence to being the accused. The corporate vision, laid out right here in Trend 4, is to move security from alerts to action. What this means is using AI not just to flag that something bad is happening, but to actually get ahead of it and stop it. To analyze threats, predict attacks, and act before the damage is done. Sounds amazing, right? Like a digital guardian angel? Okay, now contrast that protective vision with this. A year-long investigation by the Paris prosecutor's office has put the social media platform X and its AI, Grok, in the hot seat. And the accusations range from distributing deepfakes to Holocaust denial. All of a sudden, the AI isn't just failing to stop threats, it's being accused of creating and spreading them. And there's the paradox in plain sight. The same technology that's meant to move security from alerts to action can become the very thing that's setting off the alarm. So this brings us to what might be the most important piece of this whole puzzle. Because it turns out this isn't just about the tech, it's about us. This final section is all about human responsibility and the massive difference between just using AI and actually building with it. And that leads us to the fifth trend from the report: drive business value by upskilling talent. Now, on the surface, I know this just sounds like corporate jargon for training, but if you dig a little deeper, it's a critical admission. The technology by itself is never enough. We need people who know how to use it, how to question it, and how to guide it responsibly. And this quote from the Impelem Bay Network just nails the deeper meaning here. It says the real change is about shifting the focus from simply using technology to building with technology. We are all, in a way, becoming the architects. We're the ones responsible for the blueprints, for the ethical guardrails, and for the final structures we decide to build with these incredibly powerful new tools. So this is where we land. AI isn't one thing. It's a productivity engine, a research assistant, a security risk, and a mirror that reflects our own values and our own flaws. It is, at the exact same time, our most powerful tool and our most complex challenge, which leaves us with the one critical question that all of us have to answer. Who is responsible for writing the rules?